There are a lot of things that Sigma males detest. From wasting time to being surrounded by idiots, there are many things that can get on the nerves of a Sigma man. You will often find them alone, as they prefer their own company to that of others. They can be perceived as arrogant and cocky, but they simply hate wasting their time on things that don't interest them. People often mistake Sigma males for being loners, when in reality, they just don't feel the need to be around people all the time. They are perfectly content with their own company and don't feel the need to constantly be surrounded by others. While each Sigma man is different, there are some general things that most of them can agree on. Here are 20 things Sigma males truly detest. 1. Illogical presumptions. This is probably one of the most frustrating things for a Sigma male. They like things to be logical and make sense. When people make presumptions that don't make any sense, it drives them crazy. Many people make assumptions based on their own worldview and experiences, even if those don't actually fit the person they are trying to understand. This lack of logic is something that Sigma men can't stand. While they may not vocalize it, they are often internally seething when encountering illogical presumptions. Not only is it frustrating, but it also makes them question the intelligence of the person making the assumption. Some people believe their way is the only way and everyone else is wrong. This kind of close-mindedness is something that Sigma men can't stand. 2. Being surrounded by idiots. This is probably one of the main reasons why Sigma males prefer their own company. They simply can't stand being around people who are not on their level. When surrounded by idiots, Sigma men often feel like they are the only sane ones in the room. Not only is this frustrating, but it can also be exhausting. They often feel like they have to dumb down their conversation or lower their standards in order to communicate with those around them. This can be extremely off-putting and often makes them feel isolated and alone. It is said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If this is true, then it's no wonder why Sigma males often prefer to spend their time alone or with a small group of close friends. They simply can't stand being surrounded by those who don't challenge them or stimulate their minds. 3. Doing things just because. Sigma men often have a hard time understanding why people do things just because. They see it as a waste of time and energy and would rather do something with a purpose or goal in mind. They have a very logical way of thinking and often see just because as an irrational excuse. While the need to do things with a purpose can sometimes be seen as a negative quality, it also makes Sigma males incredibly focused and driven. They are the type of people who are not afraid to put in the hard work to achieve their goals. Sigma men are often found in positions of power and influence, as they are not afraid to work for what they want. 4. People who think they are Sigmas but clearly aren't. Sigma men can spot imposters a mile away. If you think you are a Sigma male but don't actually possess the qualities, they will see right through you. They are often unimpressed by people who try to act like something they are not. Not only is it inauthentic, but it's also a waste of time. Many people try to act like Sigmas because they think it will make them more attractive to others. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, people are often turned off by those who try to act like something they are not. So, if you're not actually a Sigma male, don't bother trying too hard to act like one. 5. Monotony and repeating the same thing over and over. They often get bored easily and need stimulation to stay engaged. When things become monotonous or repetitive, they quickly lose interest. This can be frustrating for those around them as they may always seem to be looking for something new. However, Sigma males simply need variety and excitement in their lives to feel fulfilled. They often become bored easily and need to find new ways to challenge themselves. While this may seem like a lot of work, Sigma men often find the challenge to be invigorating and worth the effort. They often prefer things that stimulate their minds and keep them on their toes. 6. People who talk incessantly. Sigma males can't stand people who talk incessantly without saying anything of substance. They often find these types of people to be boring and uninteresting. Sigma men prefer deep conversations about things that are important to them, not meaningless small talk. When surrounded by people who prattle on endlessly, they often find themselves tuning out or trying to escape the situation. This can be extremely frustrating, as it feels like a waste of time. 7. Feeling like they are constantly explaining themselves. They often feel like they have to explain themselves to those around them. This is because people often misunderstand their intentions or actions. They may not be the most vocal people, but that doesn't mean they don't have a lot to say. Sigma males often internalize their thoughts and feelings, making them seem mysterious to those around them. People often make assumptions about Sigma men without taking the time to get to know them. This can be frustrating for Sigmas, as they feel like they constantly have to explain themselves. However, they don't always feel the need to justify their actions to others. Sigma males often live by their own set of rules and don't feel the need to explain themselves to those who don't understand them. They'd rather just do what they want and let their actions speak for themselves. 8. Being judged for their unconventional ideas. Sigma males often have unconventional ideas and are not afraid to voice them. This can often lead to them being judged by those around them. People may think they are weird or different, but Sigma men simply see the world in a different way than others. They are often unafraid to speak their mind and stand up for what they believe in. While this can be off-putting to some people, Sigma males simply don't care what others think of them. They are comfortable being who they are and are not afraid to be different. 9. The lack of other Sigma males in the workplace. They are clearly in the minority in the workplace. With so few of them around, it can be hard to find others who understand their unique perspective. Sigma men often feel alone in their workplace environment, which can be frustrating. While they may be able to find some allies among the other employees, it is not always easy. They prefer to work with other Sigmas, but they understand that it is not always possible. Sigma men often find themselves in leadership positions as they are the type of people who are not afraid to take charge. While their small numbers can sometimes be seen as a disadvantage, they are also a very powerful force in the workplace. 10. Alone time interruptions and invasions of privacy. Sigma males often enjoy their alone time and see it as a necessary part of their lives. They use this time to recharge and refocus their energies. When their alone time is interrupted, it can be extremely frustrating. They often value their privacy and don't take kindly to people invading it. They may become withdrawn or even angry when their alone time is disturbed. It's important to respect a Sigma male's need for space and privacy, as it is essential to their well-being. 11. Feeling pressured to be something they are not. They often feel pressure to conform to societal norms and expectations. This can be extremely frustrating, as it goes against their nature. Sigma men often prefer to live on their own terms and dislike feeling pressured to be something they are not. They would much rather be true to themselves than conform to what others expect of them. This can sometimes lead to conflict, but Sigma males would rather stand up for their beliefs than give in to societal pressure. 12. Hypocrites and two-faced people. We live in a world full of hypocrites and two-faced people. Sigma males can't stand these types of people, seeing them as dishonest and insincere. They often have a hard time trusting those who are not genuine or authentic. This often makes them skeptical of the intentions of others, which, to be honest, is not always a bad thing. Sigma men would rather keep their guard up than be taken advantage of by those who are not sincere. While they may have a lot of qualities that some people find off-putting, they are also incredibly loyal, honest, and genuine. They are the type of people you want in your corner, as they will always have your back. Sigma males may not be the life of the party, but they are the ones you want by your side when the going gets tough. 13. Being manipulated or controlled. Sigma men have a strong sense of self and can't stand being manipulated or controlled by others. They often see it as a form of weakness and will do everything in their power to resist it. They would rather be in control of their own lives than be controlled by someone else. This can sometimes make them seem like control freaks, but they would rather be in charge of their own destiny than have someone else dictate their life. While the need to be in control can sometimes be seen as a negative quality, it also makes them incredibly independent and self-sufficient. They are the type of people who are not afraid to go their own way, even if it means going against the grain. Sigma males often prefer to forge their own path, even if it means walking alone. 14. Ignorance. Sigma men have a low tolerance for ignorance and can't stand those who refuse to learn or grow. They often see it as a form of laziness and will do everything in their power to avoid it. They would rather be knowledgeable and well-informed than ignorant and blissfully unaware. This can sometimes make them seem like know-it-alls, but they would rather choose to be intelligent than ignorant. Sigma males have a strong desire to learn and grow and are often not afraid to admit when they don't know something. Of course, ignorance is often bliss, and some people prefer to remain in the dark. Sigma men often find themselves at odds with these types of people, as they can't understand why someone would choose to stay ignorant. While this quality can make Sigma males seem annoying, it also makes them incredibly curious and open-minded. 15. Large social gatherings. They often prefer small intimate gatherings to large, loud parties. They often see the latter as a waste of time and energy, and they would rather be around a few close friends than a group of strangers. Sigma men can sometimes come across as shy or introverted, but they would rather be considered introspective than extroverted. Sigma males generally prefer one-on-one interactions or smaller groups. They find large social gatherings to be overwhelming and often pointless. This can sometimes make them seem like party poopers, which can be frustrating for those who enjoy large crowds. Sigma males usually prefer to stay in the background and observe those around them rather than being the center of attention. 16. The status quo. Sigma men often have a strong desire to improve upon the status quo. They see the world as constantly evolving and want to be a part of that evolution. They often challenge the status quo and push for change. This can sometimes make them seem like rebels without a cause, but they would rather choose to be innovators than followers. While the need to improve upon the status quo can sometimes be seen as a negative quality, it also makes Sigma males incredibly resilient and adaptable. They are the type of people who are not afraid of change and always look for ways to make things better. Sigma males often find themselves at the forefront of change, as they are not afraid to lead the way. 17. Mediocrity. They are often unimpressed by mediocrity and often feel like it's a waste of their time. When people settle for less than they are capable of, it frustrates Sigma males. They believe everyone is capable of greatness, and mediocrity is simply a cop-out. They are often driven to achieve greatness and can't understand why others would settle for anything less. This can usually be off-putting to those around them, as they may come across as judgmental or elitist. However, Sigma males simply have high standards and expect the best from themselves and others. They are often unimpressed by those who don't push themselves to be the best they can be. 18. Wasting time. If there is one thing Sigma males can't stand, it's wasting time. They often see it as a complete waste of their life force and energy. They would rather be doing something productive or meaningful with their time than wasting it on things that don't matter. This can sometimes make them seem like workaholics, but they would rather be busy than bored. Sigma males have a low tolerance for things they see as a waste of time, which can sometimes be frustrating for those around them. Of course, not everyone shares the same definition of what constitutes as a waste of time. What one person may see as a complete waste, another may find enjoyable. This can often lead to conflict, as Sigma men often have difficulty understanding why others would choose to do something they consider a waste of time. 19. People who take advantage of others. Sigma males have a strong sense of justice and can't stand seeing people take advantage of others. They often feel the need to step in and help those who are being treated unfairly. This can sometimes put them in danger, as they are not afraid to stand up to those in the wrong. Sigma men would rather risk their own safety than see someone else be mistreated. This quality is both admirable and dangerous, as it often leads to them putting themselves in harm's way. Unfortunately, the world is full of people who are more than happy to take advantage of others. Sigma men often find themselves at odds with these people, as they can't stand seeing them get away with their crimes. While this quality can make Sigma males seem like troublemakers, it also makes them incredibly brave and noble. 20. Being frequently misunderstood. Sigma males are often misunderstood by those around them. People often mistake their independence for aloofness and their quiet nature for shyness. However, Sigma men are simply people who prefer observing and taking in the information before speaking. This can often be misinterpreted as being stuck up or uninterested. In reality, they are just processing information in a different way than others. While they may not be the life of the party, they are often the ones who are really paying attention to details and can see things that others miss.